Thank you. The truth of the matter is Joe Biden has every tool at his disposal right now to close the border. He just doesn't want to. The Democrat Party at this point is unapologetically open borders. The Oval Office is filled with a bunch of gender study grads from Ivy League schools who write white papers on this stuff, and now they have more power than they ever thought they could have to have an open border. They view themselves as global citizens willing to open the door. And the law doesn't matter. And I speak with some experience on this. On day one, Joe Biden, when he came into office, undid two very successful things that President Trump had. Title 42, he tried to do right away, and remain in Mexico. When I was Attorney General of Missouri, we filed the lawsuit, held that up. We had to keep going back to court after the Supreme Court said you can't get rid of this, to force them to actually follow the law. And that worked for a little while until it went away. This is a lawless administration that doesn't care at all about border security. It's not in their DNA. And so some language change now isn't going to create some come to Jesus moment for Joe Biden. This is who he is. This is what this administration is all about. Another example is a border law that Congress appropriated money for, millions and millions and millions of dollars. They were paying $140,000 a day for contractors not to construct it. And then, in a ridiculous auction, in one example, $4.4 million worth of materials were auctioned off for just over $100,000. These folks, they're not interested in this. And so to go through this exercise just to unlock Ukraine aid seems ridiculous. And that's really what this is about. People know it. It's unspoken a little bit in this place. But let's have an honest discussion about that. If that's your issue, bring it up. We've tried to separate Israeli funding, or Israel funding. We can't get votes on that because ultimately Chuck Schumer wants to control this process. And I've been here for 13 months. We have debated appropriations bills for 8 hours. Not interested in that either. Because what Chuck Schumer is interested in is hiding this all in a back room and unveiling it and say, vote on this tomorrow. We've been told we can't see the text of this because it's so complicated, because if you change one word here, it affects everything else. Yet we're going to be given a day or 2 days or, God forbid, 3 weeks? This is nuts. Chuck Schumer is willing to throw the most deliberative body in the history of the world onto the ash heap of history because of obsession with this issue, and they're not serious about securing the border. As I said, Joe Biden could do it today. He just doesn't want to.